I wasn't surprised when the person brought this question. The question is the difference between litotes and irony. The both of them are figurative expressions. The both of them are figures of speech. I mean, litotes in literature and irony also in literature. Now, when you define irony, we talk about irony as that particular time when a person says the opposite of what they have in their mind. A person says the opposite of what they have in mind. Like you have something else in mind. You want to say that thing, but you say it using the opposite. However, the person you are talking to or the person you are referring to is expected to understand that this is what you mean, despite the fact that you presented it in the opposite way. Now, that is about irony. Now, if you talk about litotes is when you convey information by denying the opposite. You convey an idea by denying the opposite of that thing that you want to say. You don't say the opposite of what you have in mind. You deny the opposite. For instance, I'm going to be using Nigeria. If somebody says, maybe you have a visitor as a Nigerian, and somebody says, "You're welcome to Nigeria, the safest country in the world." That is ironical. The safest country in the world. Everybody knows that one of the problems Nigeria is facing today is insecurity. So for a person to refer to Nigeria as the safest, that person is simply being ironical. And the person you are talking to should know that you are being ironical, that you are saying the opposite of what you have in mind. That particular point in time when you tell somebody, "Wow, you are not reading your book. I thought you have exam tomorrow." Wow, you are going to pass very well. You are not reading your book, despite having exam tomorrow, and then you are going to pass very well. This is ironical. You say something by stating the opposite of what you have in your mind. That particular idea that you want to communicate, you say the opposite of it. And the person you are talking to understands it. If you talk about litotes, this is when you convey that idea by denying the opposite. You want to tell somebody that the person is good. Instead of saying you are good, instead of saying it straight, you are good, or you are beautiful, you tell the person, "You are not looking bad." I don't know if you've heard of that. Instead of saying you look good, somebody says you are not looking bad. Now, it is not the opposite of what the person has in mind. No. Rather, the person denies the opposite of what they want to say. That thing the person wants to tell you, the person denies the opposite. It is still the same thing. When a person says you are kind, are you wicked? No. You are kind. Now, instead of using that word kind, the person will say you are not wicked. Instead of somebody saying, if somebody wants to say you are tall, the fact that you are tall means that you are not short. Now, instead of the person saying you are tall, the person says you are not short. The person denies the opposite of that thing that they want to say. This is like this. I believe you understand this. That is the difference between the two of them. So, whenever you come across any of them, you should be able to identify which one has been used.